is we all basically have, if you come down to it, the same value. So that is one way around this, that we can come from different opinions, but that fundamentally we share humanity. We share a sense of humanity. Because we're kind of out of time, but I want to point out that this is a great group. This was a great discussion, a hard discussion. I'm very appreciative that we have a whole spectrum of beliefs. And this is we can't represent every single thing, but it is very important to have that dialogue, because this is hard. We didn't say this class was easy. We wanted to embark on this class because this is the hardest dialogue you can have, because we end up in these impasses.
Now, I don't know if I shared this last time. I don't think I did. When we were in Israel in January, we visited the Museum of Israel, or Israel Museum?
Israel Museum.
Israel Museum. And there was an exhibit there called Jesus in Israeli Art. So depictions of Jesus in Israeli art. And I was really curious to see it. Expecting to see depictions of oppression caused by Christianity, and in some way, somehow depicting Jesus involved in that. But what I found was over and over depictions of the crucifixion and of Jesus depicted as standing alongside Jews in a pogrom, or Jews being persecuted by the Nazis. Jesus being a part of that through his crucifixion. And that's that is really, I think, the root meaning of the crucifixion. It is God entering our reality, entering our suffering. And that, I think, is what became so compelling for folks in the first century, to have such a visceral depiction of God entering our reality. And so, for me, that transcends religious differences, because I'm convinced that God seeks to enter our reality in a variety of ways, and whether it's calling us to follow the way of Torah, or calling us to follow the way of Christ, or calling us to follow the way of the Buddha, we're being invited over and over to experience God through this shared, humanity that we have.
Yeah, and it was so beautiful to go. Bill was very profoundly moved by this.
Yeah.
And one of the things, I think, the message of Chagall and a lot of these artists was that, you're going against Christian values by doing these pogroms and showing this blood. You are violating what Jesus stood for.
Right.
And he was kind of holding. I want to conclude with a poem, and we should continue this dialogue next time. This is